Yo, it's your boy Casual Rail with the Silent A podcast. And man, we back with another one. And a quick one at that. We gonna get straight to it. It's your first look with Canelo Alvarez taking on Jermell, the Iron Man Charlo. Yes, that's right. Saul Canelo Alvarez taking on Jermell Charlo, aka the smaller twin, but now says he's the big lion, big dog, big Charlo. It's going down in a 168-pound division. That is the super middleweight division for my casual friends, and it's brought to you by Showtime, aka PBC, aka Al Heyman, bringing it to us again for the 2023. PBC, Al Heyman, and Showtime has been showing its ass this year, bringing us by the biggest pay-per-views this year with the biggest fights. And right now, this might be the fight of the year. Yeah, we said it for your first look here. Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez might be the fight of the year. Why? Because you got two warriors who mean business, showed a lot of respect in their fight press conferences, but more importantly, both of these fighters are fan-friendly type fighters. They go in there to get it done. Their styles are different, but they go in there to get it done. They always leave it on the line and leave it in the ring. Now, many didn't like Canelo's last two performances, but he's given his reasons. Recovering from surgeries and a lot of wear and tear, but now he feels good. He feels strong. He's going to be different in his fight. And we believe him. He looked good. He looked strong. He didn't wear the silk pajamas this time. He actually wore, now he had the silk shirt on. But he looked like he's back to business Canelo. And the same thing for Jermell Charlo, really calm, focused, ready to go, respectful. Never seen him this respectful. That means he's taking it serious and he knows what's going on. I don't want him to be too big-headed. I know he's been waiting for this moment, but the focus is there. Fight of the year potentially coming down on September the 30th. And right now we're going to go ahead and give it to you with our first look. Let's get straight into it. You know how we do this thing. We give you our early prediction, our early thoughts, so that way you know what we're thinking early. Hell, we're still 30 days out from that fight. Training camp still going, weigh-ins still going, but when we get closer to them weigh-ins and everything goes, we'll give you our last call to make some final adjustments. But right now, we're going to give it straight to you, straight up to the point, and tell you how we got to this decision. Saul Canelo Alvarez will win this fight by split decision, potentially a controversial split decision, but he'll win by split decision, or, and I very rarely do ors, but potentially a late technical knockout. Not a full knockout, just a stoppage from the referee late in rounds 10 or 11. Now, if you've been listening to us here on our channel, Silent A Podcast, you know me, Casual Real. I'm a Jermell Charlo fan. I believe he's going to give a hell of a fight in there, and I actually think he can win this fight. But on first look, we give you, based on our analysis and thoughts and everything, looking into it, what we think what really will happen. Now, we're pulling for Jermell. I want to see a hell of a fight. I want to see Jermell do the impossible. I want to see him become great, be great. He's already great, but I want him to be recognized as great, as one of the pound for pound best, as he deserves to be. The man's got heart. He fights whoever, whenever, and gets it done, and never loses his focus. But in reality here, looking at it, we came to this conclusion based off a few things. Jermell Charlo clearly has the output advantage. He's a very active fighter. Good strength, good power. I think he'll earn the respect of Canelo with his power that he'll put out, especially at this heavier weight. But Canelo has a hell of a chin, right? But I still think the output will frustrate Canelo, as it always has when any boxer he has faced that is very active. More importantly, Jermell Charlo has good footwork. He can move forward or backward or around and around. I think that's going to further frustrate Canelo. I think Jermell Charlo is going to come out with a plan, a game plan, stick to his fundamentals that's been taught to him by Derrick James, as Derrick James has done for all his fighters between Errol Spence, Anthony Joshua, Jermell, and now doing Ryan Garcia. They're sticking up and down. They stick to the straight fundamentals, straight jabs, straight right hands, Because the quickest way to your opponent is straights. All that looping shit, that's cool when you can do it. But when it comes to against the greats, you got to go straight, up and down. Loop when you can. But if you got to land the jab and straights. And hooks when you can to the body. I think you're going to see that from Jermell. I think you're going to see the hand speed advantage, the output advantage, and the footwork early. I think Jermell's going to take them early rounds and make this a scary fight for Canelo. He's going to be behind on them cards. But it'll come down to the experience and veteranship of Canelo. Never, ever pressured to come too much out of his game plan. Being patient. Now, Canelo's always struggled in the end of fights. His stamina, especially as he's gotten older and more wear and tear, his stamina has gone down and down and down, right? This is going to be the one time you see Canelo's stamina not necessarily play as a benefit to him, but it might not impact him as much because I believe the extra weight, the 14 pounds just to weigh in, plus the extra pounds on top of that for Charlo when he hydrates up after the weigh-in, whatever he wants to get up to, for the first time fighting at that weight, he's going to feel a difference later in them rounds. Now, Charlo has hell of a stamina at 154, and he always has good output, and his power carries late. And I know he's working hard. He's working hard at that weight. He's been training his ass off, but when you get in that ring and it's fight night and the lights are going and the adrenaline is pumping, I have a bad feeling that Charlo's stamina will go down dramatically after rounds 7 and 8. About then you'll start seeing it teeter off, and then Canelo will invest to the body. He'll invest early getting there, but he's going to really invest in those middle rounds to mid-late rounds, 7, 8, 9. It starts to slow down Charlo. Rounds 10 or 11, you might see a flash knockdown or a quick knockdown, meaning Canelo knocking down Jermell. As Jermell's still adjusting to that weight and the fatigue gets in there, starts wearing in. Then you get into the championship 11-12, and then, Canelo gets his in and makes it look good. And you end up with a split decision at the end where Jermell got the earlier rounds, Canelo got the later rounds. If not a TKO somewhere where if he's really getting in his bag and really getting his good and his stamina's holding up, then Canelo might be able to do some extra things in those late rounds. But leaning way more towards the split decision for Canelo Alvarez based on potential stamina, potential output drop off for Jermell. I think he's going to expend a lot of energy moving around, sticking to his game plan, putting out that output. And then it's just the weight, man. It just makes sense. But very much so, we could be wrong. But looking at other fighters that have done it, jumping up multiple weight classes just like that for a fight, usually the stamina is an issue for carrying that extra weight for the first time in a fight. It's different from when you're in training and doing sparring. When you're in a fight, 12-round championship, the adrenaline's pumping, the audience is in the room, fans are screaming, everything's just going, and it's undisputed versus undisputed, man. There's more than just the physicality that wears on you. It's the mentality, it's the mental, it's the lights, it's the heat. Everything in that room, it's the pressure from the opponent against you, who is a pound-for-pound great coming at you in Canelo Alvarez, and everything's building up on you. But this is the time when greatness is made, and like we said, we are pushing for Charlo because I think he is great and he can do it. He can win. But right now, we're still 30, 40, 45 days out. Right now, we're thinking Canelo Alvarez split decision. And we'll readjust when we get down to the last call. But right now, I'm telling you, I think it's the weight. I think the jump will be a little much. But hey, we'll see what's going on, man. We'll see how that training looks. We'll see how that weigh-in. We'll see how the media workouts look. Hell, Canelo might not look good himself when we get down to that weigh-in. He's been in a lot of wars, a lot of wear and tear, and he's on the decline of his career. And arguably, Jermell's at the peak of his career. And right now, I think those two peaks versus, meaning Jermell's peak and Canelo's decline, are meeting right at a good time where it's even for a fighter to jump up 2 weight classes. I think this is the best time for Jermell to take him. I think this is the best time. This is one time you're going to see it even right now for him jumping up 2 weight classes this quick to take on the likes of Canelo Alvarez. I think we're going to see a hell of a fight. I think it's going to be the fight of the year, and that's my real first Look, fight of the year candidate. And it's going to be talked about for years to come. Undisputed versus Undisputed on Showtime PBC, aka Al Hammond, bringing it to us. Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Jamel, the Iron Man Charlo. We're going to see speed and output from Jamel Charlo with straights. I think he's going to work a little bit of the body as well, trying to tire out Canelo. He's going to work. But I think we'll see later in those rounds, like we said earlier, that Canelo makes some headway as Jamel starts to slow down, and the body work and body attacks from Canelo slows him down. But anyways, we talked too long on this already, man. This is your first look for Canelo Alvarez versus Jamel Charlo. We got Canelo winning by, again, split decision. Hey, if you don't agree with what we said, don't like what we said, hit that like button, subscribe for sure, and hit the comments. Let us know what you're thinking. Let's grow this community. Keep going. We'll come back to you again with the last call on this one as we get close to the fight actually happening. But man, it's your boy Castle Rail with the Silent A Podcast. Until next time, peace.